6:32 p.m. on October 29, 1997, Oakland County Dispatch received a call about gunfire outside Tommy's Party Store in Pontiac, Michigan. 18-year-old Ronnie Green lay dying from a single gunshot wound to the head. The shooter was not a hardened criminal, but an 11-year-old boy named Nathaniel Abraham, who insisted he had been just shooting at trees. Yet the ballistics report AG-113 told a different story. The trajectory of the bullet matched exactly where witnesses placed Nathaniel, standing with a stolen .22 caliber rifle. The case posed a chilling paradox. How could someone too young to stay home alone be old enough to face life in prison? Court documents would reveal a far more complicated truth than anyone expected. Nathaniel Abraham was born on January 19, 1986 in Pontiac, Michigan. His father disappeared soon after his birth, leaving Gloria Abraham to raise 6 children while working 2 demanding jobs. By age 9, Nathaniel had already accumulated 22 police contacts for burglary, assault, arson, and weapons violations. Neighbors described his behavior as violent and unpredictable. Tanya Bass, who lived nearby, told investigators, "That boy had rage in him. He'd throw rocks at cars, swing sticks like guns at other children." Despite repeated referrals to juvenile services, minimal intervention came. School records showed constant suspensions for fighting, possession of weapons, and disruptive behavior. Yet Nathaniel was promoted grade after grade. His mother admitted to the courts that she had tried everything. "Nobody would help until it was too late," she testified. This pattern of ignored warning signs set the stage for tragedy. In 1996, Michigan passed Public Act 272, removing the minimum age for trying children as adults in violent crimes. The law was fueled by rising juvenile homicide rates across the United States. State Representative William Van Regan Morter declared, "If they're old enough to kill, they're old enough to face adult consequences." Juvenile justice advocates warned of unintended outcomes, noting that children's brains are not fully capable of understanding adult consequences. In Pontiac, poverty, school closures, and limited youth programs created a volatile environment. A system stretched beyond its capacity was now tasked with enforcing harsh new laws, often prioritizing punishment over prevention. Ronnie Green's final day began like any other, with routines that would soon be frozen in time. He completed his shift at Chrysler Assembly, clocking out at 4:15 p.m., and later stopped at Tommy's Party Store at 6:25 p.m. to buy cigarettes and a Pepsi. Just 5 minutes later, at 6:30 p.m., a single gunshot shattered the evening calm. The bullet struck behind his left ear, traveling through his brain. Paramedics arrived at 6:39 p.m., finding him unconscious but alive. Yet despite their efforts, Ronnie died the following morning. Investigators meticulously reconstructed the scene. .22 caliber shell casing lay 17 feet from where he fell, and multiple witnesses placed Nathaniel Abraham nearby with a rifle. Phone records, stolen firearm reports, and statements from his 13-year-old girlfriend all confirmed what no one wanted to believe. The shooter was an 11-year-old boy, and in an instant, innocence was lost and a life was tragically cut short. On October 31, 1997, Nathaniel was arrested at Lincoln Middle School while celebrating Halloween in class. Standing just 4'8" and weighing 78 pounds, he was still very much a child. During questioning, he admitted to firing the rifle but claimed he aimed only at trees. The recovered firearm, hidden near his apartment, matched the serial number from a reported theft. Forensic testing confirmed his fingerprints on the gun and gunpowder residue on his jacket. Prosecutors faced an unprecedented decision: charge him as a juvenile, as an adult, or seek a blended sentence. Public pressure was intense, and Michigan law allowed adult charges. His defense argued diminished capacity, pointing to an IQ of 71 and developmental limitations. The trial began on October 29, 1999, exactly 2 years after the shooting. Prosecutors presented overwhelming evidence of planning, premeditation, and deliberate action. Defense attorneys highlighted his youth, intellectual limitations, and history of abuse and neglect. Over 3 weeks, 37 witnesses testified, including teachers, neighbors, and Jessica Drummond, Nathaniel's former girlfriend. Ballistics tests suggested that hitting a target from 200 feet with a rusted .22 required deliberate aim, contradicting claims of accidental firing. Yet Nathaniel's own behavior reflected a child's immaturity, asking for chocolate milk, playing with stuffed animals, and struggling to grasp cause and effect. On November 16, 1999, after 14 hours of deliberation, the jury found Nathaniel guilty of second-degree murder. Judge Eugene Moore faced three options under Michigan law. Balancing public safety with recognition of Nathaniel's youth, he sentenced him to juvenile detention until age 21, the minimum allowed. Nathaniel's decade in custody included education, therapy, and vocational training, alongside repeated behavioral infractions. By his 21st birthday, he walked free with high school and vocational certifications, but no completed victim impact statement. Within months, he returned to criminal activity, escalating from theft and drug possession to trafficking methamphetamine, resulting in decades-long sentences. Nathaniel Abraham's case remains one of the most striking and controversial examples in American juvenile justice, challenging fundamental assumptions about the balance between childhood, accountability, and societal responsibility. It forced courts, lawmakers, and the public to confront uncomfortable truths about how poverty, neglect, and systemic failures can intersect to produce tragedy. Ronnie Green's memory endures at Greenwood Cemetery, a solemn reminder of an innocent life lost too soon, while legal debates continue about how to reconcile rehabilitation with punishment. Scholars cite the case as a perfect storm of social, political, and legal failures, and legislators and child advocacy groups continue to push reforms aimed at ensuring children receive guidance, care, and opportunities to change, rather than being punished by circumstances beyond their control. The story of Nathaniel Abraham and Ronnie Green remains a haunting reminder of how early neglect, systemic failures, and rigid laws can shape a child's destiny. It raises difficult questions. When does childhood truly end? Can justice and mercy coexist? What responsibility does society bear for its most vulnerable children? Nathaniel's life illustrates the consequences of a system that struggled to balance accountability with care, while Ronnie's death reminds us of the innocent lives disrupted by preventable tragedies. Today, decades later, we are still left to grapple with these questions, to seek answers, and to remember the people behind the headlines. We tell stories like these not to sensationalize tragedy, but to learn from it, to reflect on justice, compassion, and the structures that surround us, and to honor the memory of those who are gone, ensuring they are remembered not only for the circumstances of their death, but for the lives they lived and the potential futures stolen too soon.